Shalom, shalom. Brother Antonio coming to you from the beach in Rio. Just want to say we're going to start this off, going to turn to the east, give all honor and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kwakadat, coming back with some more of it. And we're going to kick it off with Job 9 and 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered up the faces of the judges, therefore, if not where, and who is he? And that's a prime example of what we got going on. If you look around, you will see who lives fruitful. It ain't the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. It's the Edomites. Pale-faced demons, as they like to call them. But you know, we got to remain fruitful and stay humble because you know we behind enemy lines, man. Caught up in subjection, Jake doing retarded stuff, but it's all good though. But I'm gonna get to the Maccabees. Gonna read from the Maccabees on how wickedness was spread throughout the earth. And it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chittim, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, that he resigned in his stead. The first over Greece. Okay, so it's telling you that Alexander was the first Edomite to rule. That's why they exalt him so much. Because he kicked off their reign. Like I say, he's the son of Philip the Macedonian. He was the first over the steed, the first over Greece. And we're gonna go down to verse 2. It said, and many wars and won many strongholds, and slew the kings of the earth, went around causing trouble, and went through to the ends of the earth, and took spoils of many nations, insomuch that the earth was quiet before him, which means they were scared of Alexander the Freak, or Alexander the Greek, whereupon he was exalted, and his heart was lifted up. You know, his heart, you know, it does, when it says his heart, it talks about his mind. And it says, and he gathered a mighty strong host and ruled over countries and nations and kings who became tributaries unto him. And that's funny because we still tributaries unto them because when we got to pay taxes and taxes on everything. Taxes on our food, taxes on our clothes, taxes on the money we make before we even get it. Then when you spend it, then at the end of the year. And like we said, we still paying, we still tributary. We tributary because we have birth certificates and social security cards, man. You know, that's slavery. If you, why do I need a social security number or a passport to travel if I'm free? Like for instance, I couldn't be here if I didn't have a passport, a visa, but I'm supposed to be free. No, that's an illusion. And it says, and he gathered a mighty strong host and ruled over country, nations, and kings who became tributaries unto him. I read that. But, and after these things, he fell sick and perceived that he should die. He was having all kind of ditty freak-offs, full of STDs and all type of stuff Alexander the Freak was doing. Therefore he called his servants, which as were honorable, and had been brought up with him from his youth. Persinius nigger, that was his best friend. He was a Jake. Yep, they grew up together. And parted, but he killed him. So let me rephrase that. He didn't get any of the kingdoms because Alexander killed him because one night they got drunk and was arguing, and Alexander stabbed him with the spear. and had been brought up with him from his youth, and parted his kingdom among them, while yet he was alive. Um, they tell a story where Alexander was laying in his bed, and he had all his soldiers, his generals around him, and he took off his ring because they was wicked than a motherfucker too. And they say he took off his ring and he threw it in the air and told him to the strongest. So he knew they would. He knew they was screwed. I think they actually killed his only son. So Alexander reigned 12 years, and then he died. And his servants bare rule over everyone in his place. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. See, that's what I'm saying. There's only one royal bloodline on the earth, and it's not these pale-faced Edomites, these devils that's got the whole of the British crown. Those people aren't the real royals, man. And just like in medieval times, they know that the kings and queens of medieval times was Jake, so-called blacks. But they're not going to tell you that. You have to research it. So, and his servants bear rule, every one of them, in his place. And after his death, they put crowns upon their heads and did their sons. After them many years, and evils was multiplied upon the earth. See, that's when the shit got really wicked, because these devils had power. It was wicked, but it wasn't wicked like they get wicked. Like I said, I'm gonna turn around and show you they clefts of the rocks. And there came out of him a wicked root, Antiochus, surname Epiphanes, son of Antiochus, the king, who had been a hostage at Rome, and he resigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks. The original Greeks was the Minoans, so-called brown people, but Japhetic people. But then the Israelites, which was the Spartans, they took over them. And then Esau came, but they're not the original Greeks. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men, see, brought it up, who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about. For since we have departed from them, we have had much sorrow. So basically, our people went out looking for the heathen, because they wanted to do wickedness. And nobody does wickedness like them. So this device pleased them well. They had fun doing it. That certain of the people were so forward hereon that they went to the king, who gave them the license to do ordinance of the heathen. Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem according to the customs of the heathen, and made themselves uncircumcised, and forsook the holy covenant, and joined themselves unto the heathen, and were sold to do mischief. As you look now, Jake gonna go find the devil, which is a man, Esau, Edom, and be rewarded for doing wickedness, like rappers, like drug dealers. If you think about it, drug dealers couldn't be really profitable. Yeah, like I said, if you in the hood, and like I said, they know how somebody from the hood eating cocaine. Someone has to bring it to him, because he's never been outside of that before. So what does he know? Okay. Now when the kingdom was established before Antiochus, he thought to reign over Egypt, that he might have dominion over two realms. See, Antiochus was a wicked motherfucker. He's so wicked, he want to go take Egypt. I forgot, we're gonna see his name. Wherefore he entered into Egypt with a great multitude of chariots and elephants and horses and a great navy, and made war against Ptolemy, king of Egypt. But Ptolemy was afraid of him and fled, and many were wounded to death. Ptolemy is actually Cleopatra's grandfather. So people say Cleopatra was a black, so-called black woman. That's a lie. Cleopatra was the granddaughter of Ptolemy. But she was Caucasian. Well, not Caucasian. She was a goddamn Edomite. Thus, but anyway, Antiochus made Ptolemy get down. He was scared. He didn't want none of that. So he showed up with his army. Ptolemy just left. I guess he said it ain't worth it. He just ain't. Thus they had got the strong cities in the hand of Egypt, and he took the spoils thereof. And after that, Antiochus had smitten Egypt. He returned again in 143rd year and went up against Israel and Jerusalem with the great multitude. Now, Antiochus was the one, I think he was the first one that said we all nations should come together and be one, which is totally opposite of the scripture. The Lord don't want us to be one with everybody. He want us to be holy, which holy means separate. And entered proudly into the sanctuary, and took away the golden altar, and the candlesticks of the light, and all the vessels thereof, and the table of the shewbread, and the pouring vessels, and the veils, and the censers of gold, and the veil, and the crown, and the golden ornaments that were before the temple, all which equal. Antiochus just came in and totally defiled the temple, man. And like I say, Antiochus was one of the wickedest persons ever. Let's see. He took also the silver and gold, which was that's obvious, and the precious vessels also he took, that hidden the treasures which he found. And when he had taken all away, he went into his own land, having a great massacre, and spoken very proudly. So he went out massacres and went into his own land and created a massacre, and was bragging about it. Therefore there was a great mourning in Israel in every place where they were, so that the princes and elders moaned, and the virgins just mean young ladies, and young men were made feeble, and the beauty of the women was changed. Every brick room took up lamentation, and she sat in the marriage chamber that was heaviness. So like I say, virgins just means young lady. And like you said, the beauty of the woman was changed. Like that's an example of these women was good women. You know, they was pure, they knew how to act, they wasn't sluts, they wasn't boppers and all that. But if you look around now, anything goes with these women, man. Anything. They'll lie, just boldly lie. And like I said, man, you know, and the brothers I talk about it, ain't none of us exempt for this. None of us. I deal with it. Well, they just lie for no reason and just do wickedness. The land was moved from the inhabitants thereof, and the house of Jacob was covered with confusion as of now. As you see, Jacob is full of confusion. And after 2 full years fully expired, the king sent his chief collector of tribute into the cities of Judah, who came unto Jerusalem with a great multitude. So he sent his goons to come pick up his money for the tributary work, and spake peaceably words unto them. But all was deceit. Oh, well, that's Esau. For when he had given them credence, he suddenly fell upon this city and smote it very sore. So he showed up like he had, like what's that scripture? I don't want to butcher it, but he speaks smooth as butter, but war is in his heart. And he destroyed much people of Israel. And where he had taken the spoils of the city, set it on fire, and pulled down the houses and walls, therefore, of every side. So, like I said, I was just giving a quick little lesson, man. I was out here, and the Spirit hopped on me to you know, put up and teach. But I'm going to be back with some more of it. You know, I'm still learning, brothers. So just bear with me, patience. I want to thank Elder Malcolm, Chicago GMS, Brother Kapatazai, Brother Jeremiah. Man, thank you, brothers. I really appreciate y'all, man. And I know y'all going live later on today. But, you know, so just want to give a shout out to those brothers. Oh, Brother Azaria from Hammond. You know who he is, AKA Brother Spicy. Just want to thank you, brothers, for your work. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, go do some more studying. But before we do that, we're going to turn to the east and give all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Bakwa Kurash, Kwam Yasharala, and above. Down with Esau, nigga.